This is an update to OGE Smart Thermostat that was cycling in our house. The new one still cycles. As everyone knows, OGE subcontractors came out and admitted that the installer had hooked up our replacement thermostat incorrectly, which caused it to run backwards and whatnot. But with the cycling of the unit, what it actually did is killed my outdoor unit. And the reason why I say that is I have pictures to prove this, but this board, as you can see, and I'm not an HVAC, so I'm not going into what exactly is anything, but this resistor is fried and the one above it is about to go, and I'm not sure what else is good on the board or what else is bad on the board. It's got a conformal coating on it, so chances are it's just that resistor set, but they're gonna have to replace the whole board. One of these is thermostat, the other one's a time delay, and then the unit. So basically, when I noticed my house getting humid today, I went over to the air conditioner thermostat and looked at it, and surprisingly enough, it had just cycled. Anyway, so I gave it a few minutes and came back to it, and it was calling for cooling mode. The fan was on inside the house, however, no noise was coming up from outside. So I come outside and I take the panel off, obviously, as you can tell, and nothing. So there is an not override, but a safety switch that tells it to shut down before any damage occurs. I hit that and immediately the compressor came on, sounding weird, and no fan. So I'm going to show you what it does here in just a second. Take our junction thingy, our breaker, and we'll put it in. Get it in the hole. Okay, it's in, and it's about to be engaged. As you can see, nothing, but the compressor's running. Compressor's getting cold, but no fan. So we have compressor, however we don't have fan. That's going to be OGE's responsibility to fix, because it was cycling on and off, on and off, on and off, and it basically pissed it off and killed it. What it killed, don't know yet. And for anyone that says, oh, it's old, you should replace it, well, every professional HVAC person I've had that I've talked to that knows this unit, I've talked to a few people that actually know this unit very well, and the series of units, and they say do not get rid of it. It's a 12 SEER, I believe. I can't remember, 12 or 14 or something like that. It's a high SEER rating for being made in 1992, and the coils are good. So basically, everyone told me, the shady people out there tell you, oh, you got to replace it. You got to replace it. It's old, unfixable. It costs you more to fix it than replace it. Untrue statement. If you actually were to gut and replace the cap, the two boards, the breaker, and this thing's actually been serviced by HVAC people. We've had Minters and Sons, which in my personal opinion they suck because they false diagnosed it on something else, and then we had another company come out. Who is it? I don't remember, but we had them come out and they replaced another board and some other stuff inside and outside. But I've priced it all. Basically, if you were to buy a compressor, you're looking at $900, cap $50, boards, $200 realistically. So all in all, if you replace everything in here, you're talking less than $1,500. Well, a new unit of this efficiency and build quality, you're going to spend a lot more and get a lot less. And not only that, within that, if you fix all this, we're going to get another 20-some years of service out of it without any issues. The inside heating unit that's inside the house is the same thing. As long as you just replace the parts, it was that good of a unit. The only thing I have to buy soon is a heat exchanger for the gas burners, because it is getting to the point where in another 5 years we might not be able to buy another heating core for it, for the actual gas burner side of it. Again, this is a heat pump, so this unit can actually provide heat or cold depending on if it's reversed or not. And the reversing valve is, where the hell is the reversing valve? It's somewhere around here. I've never. I honestly. Oh, there it is. It's just down there. A little solenoid relay on it, and it's able to send it back either way. So if I get the heater core for the inside and just sit on it for a couple of years, I'll be good, and then get another 20 years worth of service out of all this. But going back to it, that thermostat from OGE&E, that smart thermostat or whatever they want to call it, actually has problems with it. I said before they should upgrade the transformer. However, that's not my responsibility, and if they say they don't need to do it, then they don't need it, then, and it blows, it sucks to be them, because it was them that said it doesn't need it, because in my opinion that thermostat draws more energy than what the system, any of the systems, even in new systems, designed to do, because it actually has Wi-Fi. So it's not just drawing 20 milliamps or something like that for a typical thermostat. It's actually drawing probably 150, 200 milliamps. Well, if you look at what these transformers are outputting, and then it's got to drive this circuit board, this relay, plus, because this is a relay as much as they call it, whatever they call it, I don't know, but it's a relay. This all runs on 24 volts, and then inside the heater you have the heater board, the main logic board, then a sub-relay board. So you're basically drawing all the power that the transformer can put out anyway. Then when you have that stupid, in my opinion, smart thermostat that starts wanting to transmit, it goes and pulls more power, and thus it shuts down and reboots itself. That's my only thing I can think of. But within that, that causes detriment to electronics. Had this been a brand new unit and it did it to it, I'd really be flipping a lid. But this is fixable. OGE&E can fix this, and their subcontractors can fix this. They, as of right now, this video is not private, but it's only going to be viewed by them. And if we can't get them to fix it, then it will go public. But as it sits right now, Josh, from their subcontractor for that smart thermostat in Oklahoma City, promised me that they would get HVAC company out last time to make sure that I didn't have any problems and whatnot. And they got it working and everything. And we had hoped that it, just fixed itself. But to be honest, I knew better. I knew it was going to do it, and I just couldn't do anything about it, because had I gone in and upgraded the transformer and then something else went wrong, I'd be screwed, because then I made a modification change to it. However, it's got a original factory part. They know this. They've approved the thermostat, not the thermostat, the transformer. Thus, I can't change anything, because I know the liability would come back to me, and since they have this smart thermostat and they're offering it, blah blah blah, they're, no offense, legally, civilly on the hook for fixing this if their stuff breaks my stuff, because my unit was not due to die anytime soon. I have pictures of this board. I don't know if I mentioned before, but I have pictures of all this from last year, and I think even just 6 months ago, and also video of it from our last encounter with this OGE&E crew, and that resistor was not like that. I would have noticed that right off the bat, i.e. when I pulled off this lid, I noticed it instantly as soon as I panned across that there was something wrong with that resistor. I mean, you can even tell just by looking at the resistors right underneath it. It'll focus here in just a second. There we go. They're all green. So even once you just pan over, you can see something's wrong with those. Obviously in the video it's not as clear, but you get the idea. So we have to get them to come out and have an HVAC company come out, because I'm not going to diagnose it. I'm not going to look at the schematic and figure it out. That's not my responsibility. We took advantage of their offer of having the smart thermostat to save everybody money, and it's really why we did it was to save the grid, because the grid is overtaxed. But I'm looking back at this now, that do I really want to recommend OGE&E smart thermostats to people when they're basically resetting? And that's the other thing, is I was told by Josh is they're going to pass on the information up to the manufacturer of the stuff, and I told him, have these people give me a call, and I'd be more than happy to tell them everything I experienced, and even help them diagnose and anything that I can do. I've never heard back from them, so I assume they all figured it was within spec or whatever. I don't know, but bottom line is they put this smart thermostat in that we've got documented that was resetting, documented that it was put in wrong, etc., etc. Even some of the two techs that were out here said, well, they've seen problems with thermostats. Josh says he hasn't, so I don't know who to believe on that. But right now this video is just for OGE&E and their crew right now, so they can see it and hear my opinions on it. But this is not cool. So hopefully this video never makes it to the public light, and they fix this and you know, do whatever they have to do to make sure no one else suffers this problem. But long version short, as it sits right now, that smart thermostat killed my unit. It's documented, so anyone wants to argue with me, go for it. I'll pwn them up against the wall with just sheer facts, sorry. But yeah, and that's the other thing, is all my conversations with OG&E have been recorded on my phone. I've told everybody, and I continue to tell everybody, my phone records every phone call I have. The only phone calls I don't keep are, you know, for like my, certain, customers calling up, or, stuff like that. But if you're putting an order in, or if I got to deal with, customer service or something, I'm going to record it. But again, customers, we don't record customers' phone calls. We delete them right away. If it does get recorded, but if I call for customer service or like this stuff, I call Josh and OG&E, or if I call another company for tech support, I record that phone call, or, billing issue, I just record it because it just makes it easier to deal with them later on if they try to say, well, we didn't say that. Well, yeah, you did, and it's on tape. So, but bottom line is, Josh said that the last time that they were out, they would have an HVAC company come out if they couldn't get it resolved that day. And if we had any other problems, and we are having other problems, it killed my unit. My fan's not coming on, don't know why, but that's their problem. So hopefully we have Josh calling me back in a little bit. I'm going to upload this video to YouTube real quick, call Josh back at his office and tell him that the video's on YouTube so they can go and watch this before they call me. But again, let's just show you again real quick when we plug the unit in. 2, 3, 4, 5. I just let it do that to equalize. I don't want to turn it on and short it back out again, because that's what the thermostat was doing. This is not that good either, but you need to test it. So that shows. And this relay is in the off position, I would have to say. I don't know which wires go to the fan, or is that really my problem? But I'm just looking for the moment. And as you can tell, I mean, it's actually clean inside this unit. So nobody can say, oh, it got extra water damage, or blah 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 or something. I mean, you can see that the insulation is all pristine still, condition everywhere, and it's got a little bit of corrosion on it, on the copper. No leaks, everything's nice and solid. But again, when I came out here earlier, it wasn't running. I had to hit the overload switch to allow to basically, what this does is prevent the compressor from blowing up due to too much pressure, because it's not being able to cool down, or whatever the reason is. This just shuts down. So when I hit this, I now have to keep this out of the disconnect, because if I plug it back in, it's going to overload it again and possibly blow it up. So at this point, they need to fix that. And if my compressor blows within the next year, OG&E is going to pay for that, because well, they're going to pay for anything that goes wrong with this thing in the next year, because I'm going to end up proving that it failed being due to overcycling, not from standard use and whatnot. So yeah, bottom line is, Josh, I hope you guys have some honor and integrity, and work with with us on this, because I don't want to fight you on it, and I do apologize for saying that in a way that that I'm implying that I'm gonna go to the max end on civil on this. But at the same point, we've all been screwed over by companies left and right, so I take the defensive instantly, and majority of the time I've had to defend everything anyway. So it just comes down to they put this thing in, they basically blew up our stuff, and they're responsible for it. And if they want to say no, well, they've already admitted to some of it. They've already said they're going to have HVAC come out and look at it, whatever. And I'm not taking an HVAC crew's opinion as to what caused the failure. I'll get the board diagnosed myself, because no offense to HVAC, they don't know why a board has failed. They just know it's not working, and they replace it. And it's just, some of it's unfathomable to me, but it's just how it is. So we're gonna call them back and tell them where on YouTube this is, and then hopefully we'll get some results and this video never has to go public. Thanks again, be safe, bye bye.